Hey everyone, it is Flynn Patrick. Once again, look, we are 6 days away from this 2018 NBA draft, and I really wanted to highlight the 10 best players that are in this draft. Let's just get right to it. The number 10 prospect in the 2018 NBA draft is going to be Mikal Bridges of Villanova. Okay, this came down to like a three-way race between him, Collin Sexton, and Kevin Knox. I think Kevin Knox is like Jason Tatum, but without the defensive ability. I think Collin Sexton has the ability to be an absolute stud muffin in the NBA, and his offensive versatility reminds me a lot of Drew Holiday. I think that in the right situation he's going to thrive, but I'm going to give Mikal Bridges this spot based on his size, his consistency shooting over time in college, his winning mentality, winning 2 national championships, consistent improvement. I think any team between 7 and 10 would absolutely love to have a player like Mikal Bridges. I am a little bit iffy on his upside compared to some of the players I have ranked above him. That being said, he is more of a sure thing, I would say right now, than Collin Sexton or Kevin Knox, which is why I have Mikal Bridges number 10. The number 9 prospect in the 2018 NBA draft is going to be Wendell Carter Jr. of Duke. Wendell Carter Jr. is like Derek Favors with a jump shot. And that is a very good player because Derek Favors is a top 75 player in the NBA according to Basketball Infinite's top 120 players in the NBA. Make sure you check that out. But I think Wendell Carter Jr. is a player with size, shooting range, a high basketball IQ. I believe he got an offer from Harvard and seriously considered them. He comes from a strong family, and this player could really go anywhere between like 4 and 11. I'm really interested to see what happens with him. I think he could be a top 30 to 40 player in the NBA. I think if he had been in a draft like the 2010 draft, I think he would have been the number 2 pick behind John Wall. So that just really shows the depth of this draft and the way the league is heading right now. Okay, the number 8 prospect in the 2018 NBA draft is going to be Jaren Jackson Jr. of Michigan State. Okay, so I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is definitely a wild card because based on his physical ability and based on him being an absolute stud in Tom Izzo's system, being 6'11" with length, being still 18 years old and basically the age of a high school senior, and his consistency in college for Tom Izzo, especially on defense, I think that he could be a top 2 to 3 player in this draft. And I do think he could be a top 2 to 3 player in this draft. I definitely think that Jaren Jackson Jr. needs to be in the right system to thrive, and he is definitely, in my opinion right now, the most interesting player in this top 10. There is a lot of potential here, and I think Jaren Jackson Jr. can be a really, really good NBA player. The number 7 prospect in the 2018 NBA draft is going to be Zaire Smith out of Texas Tech. I absolutely believe Zaire Smith has the potential to be the next Donovan Mitchell, but I want to clarify what I mean by this. Donovan Mitchell, his rookie season, was 21 years old. Zaire Smith is currently just 18 years old, just a couple of months younger than Jaren Jackson Jr. I believe that Zaire Smith could be a top 2 to 3 player in this class within the next 2 to 3 years. I do think it might be a little bit of an adjustment for him year 1. He wasn't the main scoring option in that Texas Tech offense, but at 18 years old, The biggest things I see are his offensive consistency, shooting 55% from the field and 46% from the three-point line is absolutely absurd for a 6'5", 18-year-old guard playing at a high-level Division I program. His athleticism is through the roof. I absolutely see him being in the dunk contest. He has quickness, his athleticism shows in the games. I think Zaire Smith has the mindset, and I think Zaire Smith could be a top 25 player by the year 2021. The number 6 prospect in the 2018 NBA draft is going to be Trey Young of the Oklahoma Sooners. Trey Young, I believe, is not where Stephen Curry was as a draft prospect, even when Stephen Curry was a freshman 2 years before he entered. I think that in retrospect, we really underestimated just how good Stephen Curry was as a prospect. The game was a little bit different back then. I think if Stephen Curry had played now, for example, in college, I think he pretty much would have been a universal top 2 to 3 pick just with how the game's changed. People are saying Trey Young's going to be the next Stephen Curry. Well, I think Trey Young is going to be the next Trey Young. He definitely has the ridiculous court vision. I think Trey Young is going to be a really good player by years 3 and 4. I'm not necessarily sure this happens years 1 and 2. But the upside with him is there. His game fits the mold of where the NBA is right now. His court vision's ridiculous. He's an exciting player. He will bring excitement to a franchise. I think there are some teams like Atlanta, Orlando, potentially even Memphis, who could use a Trey Young to really spark their franchise, because those are 3 franchises that need a spark. The number 5 player in the 2018 NBA draft is going to be Luka Donch of Slovenia. Luka Donch is the Slovenian strawberry. Luka Dončić is the Slovenian strawberry. Luka Dončić, the Slovenian strawberry, just dripping hot sauce all over the EuroLeague. Because Luka Dončić is the Slovenian strawberry, I am going to eat the Slovenian strawberry. That Slovenian strawberry was delicious. Anyways, Luka Dončić is like a Tyreke Evans that is 2 inches taller. He's got swag. I think he is a very unique player. Him being number 5 just shows how ridiculous this draft class is and how deep the league is right now. The number 4 prospect is going to be Mohamed Bamba out of Texas. Mr. 7'10" wingspan Rudy Gobert with the 3-point shot. Good golly, G Willikers. Potential is just through the roof. Let me tell you what, I live in Kansas and I watch Big 12 games here, and I watched some with my uncle who really doesn't watch that much college basketball. But one time we were watching Kansas versus Texas, and we were watching Mohamed Bamba just block some of these shots, and my uncle was just like, holy macaroni, Mohamed Bamba's potential is just through the roof, man. Mohamed Bamba, the number 4 prospect in the 2018 NBA draft. And the number 3 prospect in the 2018 NBA draft is going to be Michael Porter Jr. of the Missouri Tigers. Michael Porter Jr. It seems that he is healthy. His workouts have gone splendid. And Michael Porter Jr. is a 3 inches taller Tobias Harris. And let me tell you what, a 3 inches taller Tobias Harris, when healthy, is a dangerous player. I am really intrigued to see where he goes. This is going to be such an interesting draft. I mean, there's not really much to go off on in terms of his college film, but I mean, in high school, this kid just looked like a stud muffin. I just have a good feeling about the vegan sensation Michael Porter Jr. The number 2 prospect in the 2018 NBA draft is going to be Marvin Bagley III out of Duke. I think people are way overthinking this whole Marvin Bagley III thing. This player has ridiculous offensive versatility. There are questions about his defense. I understand this, but I think he has the mentality, and I think his defense is something that absolutely can be worked on. I have a really good feeling about Mr. Marvin Bagley III, and I think he has the potential to be the best player in the 2018 NBA draft. And without further ado, the number 1 prospect in the 2018 NBA draft is going to be DeAndre Ayton out of the University of Arizona, half Mr. T, half Thor, good golly gee willikers. DeAndre Ayton is a 7'1" Hulk Hogan brother man dude. DeAndre Ayton looks like he came out of a machine. He looks like Dwight Howard with a 3-point shot. But like Dwight Howard, I think he's pretty much a guaranteed top 50 player based on his physical attributes. My question is, does he have that mentality to where he can become, quite frankly, one of the greatest players of all time? Because if he can get that mentality into gear, I do believe he has the potential to become one of the greatest players of all time. It is just about getting that mentality into full mode gear. Thank you so much for joining us today. We wanted to highlight the top 10 draft prospects of the 2018 NBA draft. The draft is coming really close. I'm really excited about this. My name is Flynn Patrick, and we will be back with more content shortly.